we'll go over some things here and follow the rules of everything that we have. And I think we start with introductions. Us again. Yes. So just, who we are. Again, I'm Clayton. What do I do? Nothing. Miss Allen, right there. So if your last name, A through C, that's who you can go to. You can also know that she's partnered with Ms. McDonald. Wilmot, the other one over here, the much older Wilmot. P through G, also partnered with Ms. McDonald. Then we have, Hip over here. You guys probably already know Hip from being here. He's been here how many years in the district now?
I think this is my 15th.
15th. He's getting so old he can't even have them. Yeah. H through O, partnered with Ms. Fields. Ms. Baldwin, P through Z, over here. Also new to the district with myself, P through Z. All right, so we are here to help you. She's also partnered with Ms. Bond, who I thought I saw somewhere around here. There she is. Right? Okay, so if you're P through Z, Ms. Bond is actually here now for you. So if you need anything from us, we are here for you. We are here to try to make this a better experience for you. So please come see us and we'll try to find the answer for you. All right? Sometimes we have to say no. Class sponsors. Ms. Cooper is your class sponsor.
Along with Mrs. Layton, we are involved with not only just junior class, but we are also prom committee. So junior class is the one who is responsible for planning and executing prom. So if you want to be involved in that process, you will want to join prom committee. We will have a booth at the Shindig next Monday if you want more information, or see me or Mrs. Layton.
Again, I said this the other day when we were all in the gymnasium. I'll say it today as well, is that the more you're involved, the quicker this stuff goes. The more you're involved, the more fun you have. The more you're involved, the more you discover your friends. It doesn't have to be necessarily junior class, but one of the number one complaints I always hear as a principal is, why did they do this for prom? Well, you don't get to say that now because you have an opportunity to help out with some of these things, right? You're juniors now, so make it what you want. Make it a fun event, all right? The more fun we have, the better. Also, another way of getting involved, student council. So here to talk to you about that, the one and only Macy Leader. Don't clap for him.
All right. Good morning, everybody. It's good to see everybody together this morning. As Mr. Clayton said, my name is Macy Lear, and I'm your Valley Center High School Student Body President. I am a senior, and this will be my second year in this position. So I'm involved in many things, from sports to music to clubs. And I would truly love to hear any ideas you have to better our school this year and also for the future. I also had a meeting with our admin staff Monday morning, and I know that I'm speaking for all of them when I say that they truly want to listen to our ideas and our concerns. So for the next couple minutes, I'd just like to take a second to recognize each student council member that is in your individual junior class. And these members devote lots of time and energy into planning all of these STUCO-sponsored events and bringing them to life. So STUCO members, when I say your name, you can just raise your hand so they can kind of see who you are, see your face. And then also, if you do have any ideas or concerns that you want to bring to student council's attention, you can always bring them to these people that raise their hand. So for our junior class president, we have Lorna Smith. And for our junior vice president, we have Cassidy Child. And our secretary is Jasmine Conway. And then our representatives are Porter Helwig and Katie Anderson. Perfect. So just a reminder, if you have any ideas or concerns, please let any one of us know. We would love to take them into consideration. Thank you, guys.
So So again, plenty of ways to get involved. Please come to them with ideas. We may not be able to tell you yes on everything, but at least we can talk about it, think about it, and go from there, all right? So please, if you want to make this experience better, you can go to your reps can come to us, you can come to us, whatever we need to do. The other way that we're trying to improve things, there's one. There's two, okay, there's we'll stand there. Is Pep Club. Do you guys want to say anything yourselves?
Thumbs the word.
Sure.
Impromptu.
Do you want me to help you? We want to increase involvement. We want to increase positive involvement. One of the ways we did that is through the Pep Club, right? This is year 2 now. And one of the things as simple as this is that when we talk about bringing in the fight song, it's to try to build pride in this place. And I know not everybody has pride in this place, but the more we can build, the better experience again. And one of the things we've even talked about with Pep Club is bringing back more pep assemblies, right? This gets you out of class. This gets you a fun opportunity. This gets you fired up for a football game. How can we make sure that all of our sports, not just football, are appreciated? It's the way we can take things to another level. You know, I mean, we were talking about this yesterday. I'll just bring it up again, but we've won back-to-back state titles in softball. Do you know how cool that is? We need to remember and celebrate these things, and one of the ways you can do it is get involved in Pep Club. So, you know, there's two, with Miller and Kaiser back there, 2 ways that if you want to be involved, help join that club, help increase our spirit, and make sure that we have a lot of fun and pride, all right? Anything else you would like to add?
We'll have a table at the shin day, so if you would want to get more information, we'll be there, and then Cassie Child is for also your class representative for Pep Club as well.
All right, so I'm going to start this by asking, and you don't have to tell me, but just raise your hand. How many of you guys have ever been annoyed by something a freshman or sophomore has done or said? Just raise your hand, right hands down. How many of you guys thought, man, I wish they wouldn't do that? Okay? Here's my challenge. What are you guys doing about it? Okay? Hold on.
Without fighting.
Hold on. Hey. Guys, listen up. Because this is exactly it right here. Right here. You guys have the power to change that by leading by example. Right? And whether or not the freshmen and sophomores want to admit it, they do look to the upperclassmen to see if what they're doing is okay, it's accepted, it's funny, it's whatever. So if you find yourself egging them on, you're adding to what you just raised your hand to. Right? So you have the power to lead by example. The next thing, demonstrate respect and kindness for all. That is leading by example. It doesn't matter if it's a student, a classmate, upperclassman, if it is a teacher, a custodian, the front office, literally any single person in this community, demonstrate respect and kindness for them. Because by leading by example, they're going to realize, hey, that's the expectation that's set. Right? So you guys laugh like, oh, okay, we'll do something about it, we'll change it. This is how you change it. Offering guidance and support. It could be a content area that you're knowledgeable in and you're going to help tutor or something like that, but it's beyond that. It could be guidance and support, meaning I'm going to show you what you're supposed to be doing. Yesterday, for example, after second lunch, I think it was left, I literally picked up 2 pieces of chewed bubble gum sitting right on top of the 2 different tables. Exactly. So why? Hold on. Exactly. So if you're not going to pick up after yourself, or they're not going to pick up after themselves, why is it my job? Exactly. So this is what we're talking about. Lead by example. Lots of things get left in the comments. That's a great spot to start, right? Okay, another thing, fostering positive atmosphere. Contribute to the positive school culture by getting involved, showing school pride. Pep Club is an extremely
easy way to do that, and it makes high school more fun. I think Clayton said that too. You're gonna have a lot more fun in high school when you're involved and you're cheering and you're having fun. Go to the games, go to the theater performances, cheer on band, cheer on choir, cheer on everybody. Participate in clubs. Remember, being a role model, I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to model the behaviors and the expectations that students can look up to that show what it means to be a Hornet. You have the opportunity to shape our school culture in a meaningful way. So like you have seen and heard and said, make today count.
On parking, some of you already know this, some of you may be new and don't, but in the highlighted areas it is student parking. You need to make sure that you have your vehicle registered in the office and you have the permit in there. That it helps us in the long run. Also, right now, you can park in painted stalls, but after the 26th and 27th, the seniors, which you will have the opportunity next year, can reserve stalls. So once, and if it's not being used from a senior, it's supposed to be blacked out. So you will be able to know which ones you can park in and which ones you're not supposed to after the 28th. So when you come on the 28th, you shouldn't be parking in a painted stall because those are reserved for seniors. The other big thing in the parking lot is we've had a lot of incidental contacts with vehicles. So you need to watch your speed. You need to be aware of your surroundings. And if you're not used to driving, say you're driving your dad's truck or a big SUV, make sure that you're parking in a spot that you feel comfortable in getting into. We've had individuals switch vehicles with their parents. They end up bringing that to school. They're not used to parking it, and they hit another vehicle. And nobody wants that. You don't want to have to experience that. And it makes it very difficult for our SRO to have to try to get all of the paperwork and get that filed. And you don't want your parents' insurance to go up either. So just be alert in the parking lot. Some of you guys like to rev your engines. Mr. Evans, our SRO, is going to maybe be paying you a visit if it continues. Some of you like to squill your tires in the parking lot. We do have cameras. They're pretty good, so they can start picking those out and issuing citations. Or, worst comes to worst, you get banned from parking in the parking lot. And then you got to walk from the middle school down here. So just follow the simple guidelines. Like I said, we're not here to hound you. We're just giving you the expectations, and if you meet those expectations, you're not going to hear from us.
All right, so we know our shortened mission vision this year is make today count. You've heard that over and over again. In order for you to give us your best, whatever that is each day, you need to be here. Not only are you required by law to be here, but we want you here. Okay, we want you here on time. All right, so I'm not going to go through word by word what's up on the screen, but I want you to hear what I'm saying. As administrators, we are very intentional this year about tardiness. We are going to be collecting data throughout the year and seeing if it's an issue. We hope it's not, but it has been the last few years. So we're going to be talking to many stakeholders, okay, students, staff, parents, if we need to talk about why are we tardy so much, what's happening. And then as administrators, we will be trying to put together some sort of policy if needed, hopefully it's not, to try to fix that. So do your job. Do your job, get to class on time. And if you're not going to be somewhere on time, just communicate with the person that you need to communicate to. Communication will solve many things. As far as attendance goes, okay, so if you're going to be absent, you need your parent or guardian to call you in. And for those first 10, they can do so without any documentation. And those would be considered excused absences. But after your 10th one, you would then need proper documentation. Okay, 10 absences is quite a few per semester. Okay, things happen, we understand. But just make sure your parents or guardians are communicating that. Then if you get above that 10, make sure you have proper documentation. know that if you get 3 tardies in any one of your classes, let's say math class, you're tarding 3 times. Those 3 tardies, no matter how much you're late, those 3 tardies turn into an unexcused absence. And that'll go towards those 10 and then towards truancy. All right, and again, it starts over at each semester. All right, these would be some of the reasons, or these would be some of the documentation we would need after that 10th absence for it to be excused. All right, again, I'm not going to read through each one. You can see those. The one at the bottom, administrator approved absence, what's that going to take? That's going to take you communicating, you or your parent or guardian communicating with us, what's going on, we get some documentation, and then we can approve that. All right. As far as athletics and activities go, if you have to be here for half of your school day in order to practice or compete that day. So if you're a full-time student here, you have all 7 hours. You need to be here by the beginning of 4th hour in order to practice or compete that day. And if you're going to be later than that, then we would need that administrator approved excuse there, which means we would need to have some documentation of where you were for one of these reasons here. Anybody have any questions over attendance or tardiness? Did I forget anything?
Okay, lunch. One of the things that we are not accepting, Grubhub and all of those delivery places. If your parents want to deliver it, that is fine. The reason why, I don't know if you've ever tried to leave for lunch. The ladies in the office are very, very busy, and the number of students that leave during lunch is quite a few. They don't have time to accept deliveries from those places. So we will not be accepting those, so don't use them. You won't get your food, okay? We don't have open lunch, but for juniors and seniors, we do allow that. You just have to have your parents come in and sign the form. And the reason behind that is, most of you know, if you look at the lunch lines, they're pretty long. There's at least 500, almost 500 kids going through the lunch line each lunch. We didn't want to have to go to 3 lunches because then it splits it up even more. And it makes it difficult to teach a class when you have lunch right in the middle. So you got like 15 minutes of teaching, go to lunch, and then whatever's left at the end. So we didn't want to do that because we didn't feel that that's the best educational route. But we continue to grow, so that may come in the future. But that's why we do allow juniors and seniors to leave without a call-in to go to lunch. That's the main reason there, is to help with that, because we know that. But if you do leave, make sure you get back on time. Again, we're looking at those tardies as well. And if you do leave, make sure if you have time, I don't know how you make it down to the McDonald's and back, but if you do, make sure you consume your food before you're going back to class. That's not fair to the teachers or the other students in the classroom to smell French fries or see you eating French fries during class, okay? Expectations. Miss Allen touched on this already. You know, we're not expecting a lot out of you. And if you don't want us to hound you, just do the little things. You do this at your house, I'm sure, most of you. And if you don't, your parents are nagging at you. And that is, we're not done. But clean up after yourself. That's all we're asking. If you take a tray from the cafeteria, make sure it either gets thrown away or put back. Clean your table up. It's that simple. And if everybody does that, it helps so much. And it changes the whole atmosphere. Because it makes it difficult, especially on activity nights, for our custodians to have to go around and clean all of that. And sometimes we've got opposing schools or parents coming in, and we want our place to look nice. If you haven't noticed that our facilities are pretty tremendous. Especially if you compete and you go to other schools, you know that. We have great facilities compared to some schools, and we need to take care of that. The rest of that, you guys pretty much know. You've been here long enough. Not going to go through all of that.
Mine's pretty quick. Just our behavior expectations are very, very simple. If you're where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there, you're doing what you're asked, and you're there on time. That's really it. It'll be very easy. And I think our freshmen still need to learn that. They also need to learn that our tables are not playgrounds. Like yesterday, there was a freshman like making a milk picture on the table. We're not in third grade, right? So those are the things we want you to do. We don't necessarily need you to say something, but we do want you to understand that when you give the side eye and they understand that's not what we do here and they need to grow up, it'll make everything easier for all of us. Do I expect you to dress like this every day? No. I mean, I would like my daughters to dress like this every day. But we want you to be presentable for school. And what you wear on the weekends is different than what you wear at school. Guys, pull your pants up. Girls, your shirts need to meet the top. And we're really not trying to hassle you. Leave your weekend attire at home. Wear something that's appropriate for school, and we won't even have a conversation. And if it's in question, just don't wear it, and then there's no problem. If you do have a question about something, let us know.
For grades, it's a simple thing too. Do your best, pass your classes, earn credits to graduate. You guys have been at this long enough that you understand that you can't fail classes and that you do have to retake those classes, especially if they're a graduation requirement. So you don't want to get in that predicament where your senior year, you can't participate in senior release, or you can't participate in a block program, or you can't participate in something. So do take advantage. You guys still have pretty much 2 full years of school here. There are tons of opportunities. In the spring semester, I'm going to start with the applications for internship for your senior year. You still can participate in block programs. There's some spring enrollments as well as all next year you can enroll. Then you could job shadow. There's so many different opportunities, but you got to keep your grades up in order to participate in those. So I would love to provide you with as many opportunities as possible, but you are the ones that will be limiting what you can partake in. Okay?
Last thing, I promise. It makes me happy that some of you were excited to want to go to first hour rather than listen to us. SRO, don't forget, we do have Officer Evans here. If you need anything, he is available to you. It's not just to give you consequences or tickets and stuff like that. He is here to help with all situations if they would go into a illegal type of matter, okay? Search and seizure. Just make sure that you understand something, is that schools are private property. So the second that you drive onto our property, okay, it is now property that we can control. So that means your backpacks, we have the right to search them, right? Your person, we have the right to request a search because you're coming onto private property. So if you deny us from searching, we have to take that as you have something on you and we'll treat it as such. The easiest thing for you to do, don't have anything on you. Okay? When it comes to your vehicles, because you're juniors, yes, the second you drive on here, if you have something that is in plain sight, we do have a right to search. Okay? So keep that in mind, even in your vehicles. Keep stuff away, keep it off our property. That's the simplest way to do it. All right? Again, the easiest thing for you to do is don't do any illegal substances and you're fine. Okay?
Wise words.
Did you say wise words? Yes.
Just don't.
Finally, we do have drug dogs every once in a while. All right? So just keep that in mind as well, that they do come in. It's pretty cool if you've ever seen them work, unless, of course, they've targeted you. We hope when they do come in that they don't find anything. All right? We'll see how that goes. Hold up. We believe. We believe. Hey, go make today count, all right? Go make today count. You got it.
Oh, man.